She didn't know the call was still connected. The screen showed 0037. And in those 37 accidental seconds, my life shifted. Not shattered, just shifted sideways, like a picture frame knocked out of alignment. Her voice was small at first, breathless, excited. Not the tone she used for me. I heard clinking glasses, a soft laugh, and then her mother's voice, sharp, familiar, irritated. "Are you sure he won't find out?" My wife exhaled, almost bored. "No, he doesn't look that deeply into anything. He's convenient." Convenient. The word hung there, suspended in the air between my ear and her unmuted world. I didn't react. I didn't even breathe. I just stared at the call timer ticking forward, as if time had suddenly become disrespectful. Convenient. Like a spare tire, like a placeholder. I listened as she chuckled, low, confident. "Everything's already planned. Europe is perfect. Space, distance. Then I'll talk to him." Slowly. Her mother hummed approval. And then the call dropped. I sat there, phone still in my hand, thumb hovering above the dark screen, feeling the temperature in my chest cool degree by degree. No questions, no accusations, just a quiet, surgical awareness that something fundamental had slipped beneath the surface without me noticing. Convenient. It echoed until it was the only sound in the room. She came home an hour later, smiling, flushed, carrying bags of things she didn't need. The same woman, wearing the same perfume, moving through our 980K house like everything was ordinary. "Long day," she sighed, kissing my cheek. Her lips felt unfamiliar. I watched her move around the kitchen. Every gesture suddenly calculated, every breath, every glance rehearsed. And beneath it all, the refrain pulsed. Convenient. I waited for guilt, for anger, for something loud to rise inside me, but nothing did. Instead, the realization came quietly, like a door opening in a distant room. This wasn't sudden. This wasn't an accident. Her tone on the phone held practice, not panic. Someone coached her. Her mother. Possibly someone else. A plan. A life without me. One she was preparing gently, subtly, with the kind of patience that suggested she'd been rehearsing for months. As she chopped vegetables, humming a careless tune, I felt myself detach, smoothly, cleanly, like stepping outside my own skin. If she could play a part, so could I. So I smiled when she smiled. I asked about her mother, her lunch, her errands. I made tea the way she liked. Inside, I repeated the word until it stopped hurting. Convenient. Not a husband, not a partner, a placeholder. And when the pain numbed out completely, clarity arrived. It started with silence. I didn't confront her. I didn't break anything. I didn't cry. I observed. Patterns emerged quickly. Late meetings, hidden messages, unexplained withdrawals. A new phone she thought I hadn't seen. She moved like someone preparing to leave gracefully, without mess. A clean escape. But she underestimated one thing. I listened better in silence. While she planned Europe, I documented everything. While she whispered in bathrooms, I pulled bank statements. While she rehearsed her gentle breakup, I contacted real estaters. The house sold in 8 days. Quietly, efficiently, to a buyer who didn't care about the furniture, because I wasn't leaving any. I transferred my accounts, shifted investments, redirected every financial thread she thought tied me to her. Meanwhile, I pretended to worry about hotels in Paris. She never looked at paperwork. She never asked about money. Convenience had made her careless. And the more careless she became, the calmer I felt. Every night she slept beside me, oblivious, I stared at the ceiling and felt my detachment grow roots. Not rage, not vengeance, precision. I stopped being a husband long before she planned to tell me she didn't want one. By the time her suitcase rolled out the door for her mother-daughter trip, My part was already done. I wasn't trying to hurt her. I simply removed myself from the role she had rewritten without my consent. Europe made her bold. Messages from her became shorter, sloppier. Then one night, the truth arrived with photographic clarity. Her mother posting a picture online, my wife with a man I'd never seen, holding her waist like he already belonged there. I stared at the image for a long time. There it was. No more suspicion, no half-heard confession. Evidence. Clean, undeniable. I didn't send a message. I didn't call. Instead, I printed the photo and left it on the marble counter, right where she used to toss her keys. Below it, I placed the single copy of the house transfer confirmation. Nothing more. When she returned 2 weeks later, parasitic joy on her face, suitcase rolling behind her, the key didn't fit. She tried again, harder, confused. Then she saw the empty rooms through the windows, furniture gone, curtains missing, walls stripped bare. Her face collapsed slowly, beautifully, into realization. I watched from across the street. She didn't see me. She jiggled the key one last desperate time before noticing the envelope tapped to the door. Inside, the printed photo, the transfer document, and a note in my handwriting. A burden did this, not a convenient man. 5 words. No shouting, no threats, just the truth she once carelessly dropped into a phone call. She staggered back, hand over her mouth, breath breaking. Her mother reached for her, but my wife pushed her away, grief turning feral. They looked at the house like it had betrayed them. But houses don't betray people. People do. I never spoke to her again. Not out of anger, out of clarity. She wanted space. I gave her a continent. She wanted freedom. I gave her my absence. I walked away from the empty house, from the life she had quietly revised, and felt something unfamiliar. Weightlessness. Convenient? No. I was simply the man who listened closely enough to finally hear the truth. And once I heard it, I did the only thing I knew how to do. I disappeared. For both of us.